am live. Hello, Dan and Pink. Oh, lovely. Okay. Um. Oh my God. I don't know what to say to you, Pink. I was going to ask you if you were okay if we did a sort of a promotional. Let's look at your stuff, and I don't know now. You might be feeling a little sensitive. Oh, this is terrible. This is terrible. Hi, Dan. Uh, well, what can you say? Hey, okay, we'll set it up. I don't want you to be thinking I'm stealing your thunder because I'm not. I think what you do is absolutely brilliant. Get a giggle out of it. I notice it's also posted on the farms, so I guess it's not there anymore now. If she did that. Uh, Ow, lost my mouse there. Ah, hello, your average girl. It has been a wild ride so far. Oh, would you tell me about it? Here I was going to be all serious and stuff. You can tell by the title of this live. Sade, Amby, thanks for coming in, guys. The shit's about to flow, I guess. Um, I don't know if talking about last night things because I really don't have a dog in that fight. So I thought I'd just kind of, hi Nova, uh, just kind of leave it out because really I have nothing to add. Uh, but if Rochelle drops in and wants to preface any or add it postscript anything, that's the word I was looking for, then she's welcome to do it. But we'll just stick with what we know and bitter tea and her. Well, I think this is the third time she's gone to see a lawyer. Oh, pardon me, a lawyer. Uh, oh God. Um, I don't know who this benefactor is. Probably doesn't exist. But could I suggest you put that money to better use in perhaps, uh, putting a damage deposit, first month's, last month's kind of thing on a new place to live? Um, I don't know. What do you guys think? Any suggestions? Vacation, maybe? Like a real vacation? Vacate. I'll just throw that up there if you want to come up. Um, but I thought we'd start really with a definition of fair use on YouTube, um, because I think she's not getting it really. Uh, and this is just from Google. I'm not going in deep diving into some legal precedences and that because you guys will fall asleep and so shall I. So let's just do your basic Google definition of fair use. Um, what qualifies as fair use on YouTube? Sounds good to me. Fair use allows you to reuse copyrighted protected material. Notice how that is in bold type. Under certain circumstances without getting permission from the copyright owner. Fair use is an exception to copyright law and is not determined by YouTube. So, bitter tea, you're getting your panties moist over taking YouTube to court. Yeah, that pretty much covers that. Uh, Fair use is for the YouTube Academy. I don't know if we want to go through that. Uh, what is considered fair use? Okay. In its most general sense, the fair use in any copying, sorry, a fair use is any copying of copyrighted material done for a limited and transformative purpose, such as to comment upon, criticize, or parody a copyrighted work. So that applies to pink blush. So you have all struck her, and if she wants to make a big shitstorm about it, YouTube has to side with her. Such uses can be done without permission from the copyright owner. Let's read that again. Such uses can be done without permission from the copyright owner. Okay, let's go back to chat. Questions, comments? Uh, a great fuck you? I don't know. Yeah, lawyers won't go near internet stuff. They will pretty much tell um, clients that come in with butthurt feelings that these kind of cases are rarely won because the burden of proof is solely on the plaintiff, not me, not Kate. I will Kate. I'll leave the light on. Not nickname, not Rochelle, not anybody that's been affected by this threat from her. So she is barking up the wrong tree, and I'm giving you credit here, Bitter Tea. I am assuming this is what you're going to do. We all know you don't have any money, and if you did have a significant amount of money, you wouldn't be paying a lawyer for it, just for him to laugh in your face and show you the door. Ain't gonna happen. Hi, Kate.
Hey everybody, how are you? Dan,
Oh my
AMB,
goodness.
Nova, everybody. Oh, I know. I mean, it just it just doesn't stop. It's just like, oh my
It doesn't.
gosh.
And the sad thing is, she thinks we're all shaking in our boots. Like, I didn't address it yesterday. Again, let's diffuse the situation. Clearly, she needs to go and reread what constitutes a legal case. I don't know. She keeps reading out copy. What is this? YouTube TOS, but she's not comprehending what she's reading.
Apparently not. Apparently
No,
not.
no. So
And but again, get happy, does she
I'm
ever? I
thinking,
mean, she never does. That's the
no.
problem. I think that's part of the big problem. So it's like, oh my goodness. And
Yeah.
just for the record, she thinks that, and again, we have an attorney on call basically because it's
Mm-hmm.
we're a corporation, so we have an attorney. And I called him. He's a friend of ours too, and he's such a smart ass. I called him up and I was telling him about this just to see what he would say, and he goes, really? He goes, are you serious? And I said, yeah, it's kind of fun. And he goes, stop pulling my leg. I'll see you guys at poker Friday night. Stop it. So he's just like, oh, stop. But you know what? And he just said, that's fine. She thinks that, she's going to take everybody. Fine, do it. He goes, you'll never have to go. He goes, that's what you have a lawyer for. We go for you. He goes, you won't even be bothered. He goes, now you'll be bothered if you get my bill. But he goes, for something like this, it might be just fun. So I would just do it. I thought, you're so sweet. I love you. So, and I've known him for years. So
yeah. Well, there you go. If you got a really good relationship with a family or corporate lawyer, then yeah.
Yeah, because I mean,
and I'm in a completely different country. So, oh yeah. And I'm in a different country, and good luck with that. You
Right,
might want to read up
exactly.
on fair dealing, which is it is the same as fair use, but there are
Right,
subtle
right,
differences. But she would have to find a
right.
Canadian lawyer to take on the case.
True. True.
Okay.
And again, you know, and so we could do the same kind of FU fund as well, and
Uh-huh.
but why would you do that to yourself, knowing that it's a waste of time? And just take that, if somebody, and wonderful, if somebody did, donate a bunch of money to her, wonderful. Go and get you a place with it and
Just
move
what I said.
on.
Yeah, first and last month's rent and damage deposit. Um,
Exactly.
if it's that
Exactly.
significant, Lord. And
Right.
I don't like I don't I can't fathom why she does this, because this is like a second or third time she's done this in a matter of months.
Right. And
Her last big thing was going to prove that her fire was real, and she was going to interview the police and the fire chief, and we're going, okay,
right, still waiting for that too. Yeah, I mean, I get it.
still waiting.
And it's I just, yeah, I feel I have, we all, everybody thinks we're all these, terrible, evil people. We're not at all. But they don't
No,
understand that if you're going to clap at me, I'm going to clap back. And certain people have been doing it still. Oh, well, we're not causing any problems. But again, I'm not the one putting out videos all the time trying to rub my nose in something that I didn't even do. So go for it. Do it. I don't care. I mean, I
I
am,
know. I'm
again,
sorry.
exactly. So I hope she has floaties, Dan. I hope she's got floaties. So it is what it is. But it's just kind of, it's sad, really. It really is, because again, I just got home a little while ago, so I was out about doing my stuff, and um
Hmm.
somebody told me to turn it on. It might, for some reason, I don't know why, but YouTube doesn't stream very well for me when I'm out running around. So, but I caught parts of it today, and I was just like, again, can we please have a map? I mean, 1 second we're talking about one thing, the next second we're talking about somebody else, and I'm like, oh goodness. Well, at least she does throw my name out there sometimes, so I know it's me. But other than that, though,
Yeah.
I have no idea. And it still seems to
Yeah.
me that they are very, very salty about someone else from a year and a
Yes.
half ago or a year ago. And I'm not going to say anything. I'm not even going to use the initials, because we all know. So,
Yeah. We all
and
know. We all know.
yes, and that's one thing. No, we're all not all going to get along, but the lies that I've seen. That there was that panel from the other night or last night or whenever it was. Um, it's like the Three Stooges is what I would call it.
Well,
They're
I
all
was
trying
calling
to,
them the unholy trinity. So
exactly. Yeah, I mean, any one of those is completely fitting. And oh well, and
I,
that's okay, Pink. Some of the stuff is weird. Me, I learned a long time ago that I hold my comments for review, just because, I and you wouldn't want to think that people are going to be that nasty, but they truly are. And I just delete them and move on. Like that's what I did. Back on April 8th, when a lot of us got the same message on one of our videos about someone that had been, first it was an accident, then it was a heart attack, and we all know where that's going. And I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever. And I just deleted it, never said a word about it. I just moved on because, yeah, okay, I know it's whatever, it's not true. But that's what got everybody's panties in a bunch. And, somebody ought to be happy that the whole reason that anybody even got involved when that was because they were trying to be a friend to their friend and make them feel better. So that's the only
Yeah.
reason, stuff was ever done that day, and nothing else has been done since then. So, this is a big YouTube land. It really is. So again, the information, and I even heard it again today get put out there. So it's like, again, and the three people these three little amigos here, they're all run the same gamut. They run the same game. They put everything out there about themselves and then get upset when it's addressed or talked about or reacted
Yeah,
to.
it's
So
pissy about it, and I just shake my head because now they're having another, and I'm quote mark in here, another beef, which I think is really manufactured, because they were all
probably.
buddy yesterday and early this morning, and then at Alana's just her last live, the last 5 minutes, she went ape shit and
Yeah,
called
exactly.
out, and I'm going, oh, you waited for the
Right.
last
Oh, I
five
know.
minutes to put that little nugget in, really.
And well, and
And then,
it's interesting because when I walked in the door, I will say, we've never ever seen receipts from that woman, but she put up a really quickie video. I was looking at it when it disappeared, and I was like, "Ooh, she's actually got receipts on this one." So, but she took it
oh,
down right away.
I
So,
missed
oh
that.
well, whatever. Yeah, I couldn't believe it. I was like, "Oh, wow, she actually had some proof there on that one." So, they can all spin their wheels, but see, this is just it. They throw each other under the bus every 5 minutes, and it'll
Yeah.
be all fine by tonight. It'll be all fine by tonight, and everybody will be kumbaya and just what it is. But they're reaching at some of their stuff because they're such unhappy people themselves that they want
Hmm.
everybody else to be unhappy, or they just assume that everyone else is unhappy. So it is what it
Yeah.
is. And I'm just over it. I'm just wondering if, maybe for a while, if it gets starved off, that they'll just all wander away and not follow the breadcrumbs path.
Well,
So
that won't happen. That
I
won't
just
happen
hope
because
it's
they
true.
thrive on the negative, and
That's true. And yet, but it's all of us, the horrible people that we are the ones that sit there and lie and make things up. And yeah, right, okay. But again, it is what it is.
yeah. Uh, yeah, it was about this dog thing, and I think you used the wrong names, because Nikki, the dog, was supposedly died 18 months ago in a house fire or apartment fire. Got to change the name.
Ah,
Yep,
right. So
wrong
yeah, that is
name.
interesting. And when I remember not too long ago that one of the dogs was expecting puppies and stuff. And I was like, that never happened. I was like, I was kind of excited. I was hoping to get to see at least, while she ran it and raved, that there might be some puppies to look at. So, no, that didn't happen either. And I specifically remember just asking me about it the other day. I said, hey, wait a minute. Wasn't it, just before she like mysteriously had this death, that was her own. Um, wasn't the dog going to have puppies? So I don't know, but I swear I heard that and I heard her say it. So I don't know, but I was kind of disappointed because we never did get to see any puppies. So that's what it is.
No, I'm all for puppies.
Me too. Me
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
But
So yeah, so that was sure enlightening.
yeah, AMB, that's pretty good. That's probably the best term. That's very generic, Kathy. So we might stick with that because that was actually a really weird movie. So that's probably a good
Hey,
one.
yeah, yeah. We need a program. We need a map. We need a program. We need a tour guide.
Oh, exactly. And
Yeah,
snacks. Please, Lord, don't forget the snacks because my goodness.
yeah.
I had popcorn the other night. I was literally sitting here just going, okay, I'm having popcorn. I didn't have, fiddled around all day and didn't get my stuff done. So I ended up, hubby had dinner with one of his reps, and so he did that, and he goes, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "Ah, yeah, I'm fine." And it was hilarious. I'm just gonna have a salad, and then I'll have some popcorn. And I made a big salad, and I set it down, and I walked off for just a second.
Uh-huh.
I walked off for just a second, and you really wouldn't think that a baby cat, and he's getting to be big now. I mean, thank goodness he's growing up a little bit, but you would not think that he is going to be into lettuce, tomatoes, shredded cheese, some croutons, and some cucumber ranch dressing. Oh no, I came back and he was just munching away on my salad. I'm like, are you kidding me? I said, you really are a demon kitten. I have never had, I mean, we used to have one that would do a green bean from time to time, and we always thought that was hilarious. That was like a circus trick when people came over. Look, the cat will eat a green bean. And because I've never heard of that before. But nope, certainly enough, that little man was up there just having a good old time on my salad. And I'm just like, seriously? And he's already had to have his head washed off. I know he got into the peanut butter. He's learning he can get to the counter now, and oh my goodness gracious, I'm driving everybody crazy with metal pans everywhere, trying to discourage him from jumping up. And he flipped the butter knife that my husband so graciously left there that was still coated with peanut butter, and he ended up with peanut butter all over his head. And I'm like, the least you could do was just go lick it off, but he couldn't reach it. So bless his heart, I had to give him a bath on his head to get the peanut butter off. So that's been my life in between everything else. It's like, okay, whatever. But
Yeah, pictures brought
yeah,
up the death of the sister again. That she must have a corner on resurrection because
yeah, or just bad luck with that kind of stuff. So
keep
it's
them
like, oh.
down, can you? I shouldn't. Come on, keep your
Uh,
shit straight. Not all of us have issues with linear thinking. Yeah.
True. Oh my gosh, true. It's just like, oh man. But and it is kind of cute because when she starts spurging, I always think, oh, I've heard it all. We've been hearing some newer stuff, but then it just goes on repeat anyway. So if you
Well,
catch the
her
first part and you end up in the middle.
right, right. Her latest thing is how she's deaf in one ear, she's disabled on one side. Uh, my favorite part of that stream she did was when she called Carlo out of the blue, and Carlo said where he worked, and I
Uh,
just went scratching my head. Okay.
well,
And
exactly,
she wanted him to come
exactly.
home right now and put a piece of plastic back in place over the window. Doesn't matter if he's working. He had to come
Right,
home right that moment. No wonder the guy can't keep a job.
right. I know, no kidding. I mean, you
Yeah.
know, um, and I don't know, because I heard a little snippet about something about um gainful employment for herself, but then and
Oh,
I
the
wasn't sure
office
though if she
got
was.
hurt.
Yeah, well, I didn't know if that was directed towards her or if she was talking about him still. I wasn't sure because like my stuff
No,
was
it was
going in and
about
out, and I
her.
just heard her that she said something that she was going to be employed. I'm like, oh well, yay, woohoo! You give us some breaks in the afternoon. That would be worth it. So I mean, I just and
Well,
again, I don't think she really does.
no,
Sorry, go
no,
ahead.
no, no. She. It was about herself. That Automall was going to employ her as an office clerk
Ah, okay. Well, hey, because
and
even
be
that.
homeless at the same time.
Oh, you're kidding. She had to throw that
No,
in.
no, no.
Right.
She had to throw that in, but because so at the end of the month, Carlos is going to be fired, and they're going to be homeless, and she's got a job or going to get a job with Automall to be a office clerk, but they have to stay homeless. She doesn't want to stay in a hotel. Uh, oh God, what else? Can anybody else throw something in there? She was just all over the place, just all over the place.
Because yeah, again, I did. Yeah, well, I did gather that because the parts I could hear, it would be 1 second we're talking about one person, and the next minute it's somebody else. And again,
Yeah.
all comes, but like Goral said, it's like a round trip. You do. I mean, it comes full circle a couple times, I think. But it all comes down to that she's still very, very salty about one person that just won't want to
Mhm.
talk to her, doesn't want to, mend the fence, and that's their
Dehumanizes
prerogative.
her.
They don't have to. I
Yeah,
mean,
dehumanizes her.
right. And again, and what Girl said is very poignant. It's like, you know, if a company fired you for harassment, why would you still work there under any circumstance? You wouldn't. I mean, you wouldn't. If once your history, they go, thank you, nice knowing you, and have a nice day. So,
Get out of my
there's
building.
no, well, we all of a sudden feel sorry for you, and here's, a $20,000 RV and, all this other stuff. So that just seems very unusual to me. But again, hey, more power to them. Whatever they want to do is fine with me. Just, leave us alone. And I just don't understand why they don't understand that. And now they all want to get in on it. I mean, some of the stuff I heard coming out of somebody's mouth the other night was just comical. And people are inserting themselves again that they have no idea what they're talking about. And again, and they
Hmm.
will find out. Yeah, they
Oh
will
yeah,
find
yeah.
out. And
And I'm
and I'm
sad
just
about
going to sit back and go,
that.
yeah, well, no. And it's sad too because some of these they're very nice ladies. They really are. They're very nice ladies, and they're going to have to, learn the hard way, I guess. And it's just not. We're not trying to warn people to, to be mean about it. We're just saying, this is what's gone on for over 3 years.
Yeah.
And if I destroyed a community, I'm totally apologetic for it because I'm going to have to hear it out of that creator's mouth that I did because I was a valued member of that community. So, and it's okay. Things change, we move on, and I have no animosity towards anybody. And but
Right.
sometimes you just got to cut the ties and you move on because it's just different, and that's okay.
Yeah.
So,
No, that's
yeah, and
called
we weren't.
growth.
Yes, and contrary to popular belief, we were not kicked out of any place. Nobody was kicked out. I mean, we made the decision jointly as a few of us to just go, we're good. It's clear that the creator didn't want us there, and you know, that's okay.
Yeah.
So we made that
So
choice, go ahead and just move along and be done.
and then but you're
So
demonized for moving on you all just went to candies and then to me when I started doing it and all of a sudden I'm being taken over. You're taking
right, yeah,
over my
exactly.
channel. Come on.
Well, apparently we're really good at that. I mean, maybe we can be,
Apparently.
nickname and I can be a wrecking team or something because I guess we're really good at that for, being as old as we are. Holy cow, we're both pretty darn decrepit. I think I aged overnight again to 100 and something, somebody said. So I'm like, oh, wow. I guess I'm really getting there. But,
Yeah.
it is what it is. And, it's
Yeah.
funny because,
I think
some of the trolls want to instigate and they want to say stuff and again, that's their job and they
it's
know
there.
who I'm talking about. So, and they want to come in and start stuff and they're the ones that want to pick on the weak minded. They're the ones that want to stir the pot to get someone to attack. And it's not us. I mean, again, we were accused of being every troll possible. No, not at all. Again, That's
Yeah,
one thing
that's
that, this person even said a long time ago. I know you guys don't troll. I've tried to tell her that you don't troll. No, because we don't troll. Because anybody that's known me for pretty much 5 minutes knows that I'm extremely outspoken.
yeah.
And
You're not hiding
uh,
under a sock account. Yeah.
right,
So,
exactly. Exactly. I don't
and
need to, and I
and
don't
I
want to.
tend
And plus,
stupid. Yeah,
go
I
ahead.
think the definition of the word community has changed on YouTube. Community used to mean a group of like-minded people that found, you know, things they find in
Yeah,
common. And now community seems to mean clique. You can only like my stuff. You can't go to another channel and like their stuff, even though it is directly opposite of your views. Um, that sounds like a dictatorship, not a
well, exactly. And I agree with
keep
that. I
tabs
really
on it.
do.
I
Yeah,
mean, you
I
go,
agree with
you
that.
you you. Just don't
Right,
bring back. Be honest at least. I hope you're
right.
here because you like me and you like what I'm doing, unlike the people in the
Exactly.
chat. And you're not here to take screenshots to run back to another channel and go look,
Right,
because
exactly, Kathy. I mean,
yeah,
and as a lot of accusations got thrown out to see if they were going to stick on the wall. Yeah, we only went to one person's chat because they were talking about so and so and so and so. No, I saw the reaction and I was taken aback because I've honestly not seen that person that mad. I mean, I see her get mad all
yeah,
the time, but not that mad. And I thought, damn. And they didn't. She was very careful. She didn't say who it was, but the farms did. So I'm like, okay, well, I got to go look at this and see what happened. And yeah, I was just being nosy. And I thought she
hmm,
was a very nice lady. And, we went in, a couple of us, and said hello. And, I don't really think anything that negative was said. And the only comment I left for her was, thank you for having me. It was nice meeting you. And that is something I guess that's now considered evil. And me just running to see something that was, not, worth seeing. Like I was trying to dig something up.
yeah,
And no, and there's a lot of places that I don't go right now because I don't want to start problems for the creator. And there's a couple
yeah,
people that I have that I love dearly, but I'm not going to go there because they do. They want to pay the person back. If you're friends with them and you want to go say hi, it doesn't matter. You can go say hi for 5 minutes and they're on them. So I'm not going to
yeah,
put people through that right now. Things will calm down and we'll go back. But that was the same thing that happened with Red. Now Red's gone, so I can say whatever I want. And he's a friend of mine. So it's he would, if he was around, would very much agree with a lot of us. And you know, he tried to really stay in his own lane. And when he left and came back, no, not nobody knew. I figured it out. I mean, I think I kind of knew him well enough to know where he was or what his name would be. And I found him and I did. And I was asked very politely, you know what, please don't say anything. And I didn't. I kept my word because it was not my place. So I
yeah,
let him have what he wanted. And of course, when it got out, certain people had to go and make a video about it and point it out to, add their own dramatic twist to it because they knew that they weren't going to be accepted back. And,
hmm,
so that made a big stink. But, they're all like, oh, well, you were, no, I was having my own issues with trust, and Red and I were working on getting our friendship back and trusting one another again. So I did not go to his lives. I went a couple times to say whatever and say hi. And on his last live that he did, that he announced he was leaving, I did go in and say hi. And, I talked to him other places too. And, I asked him, I said, if you don't want me to come in, I won't. And there was a clone of me at the time. So I told him, hey, if you see me, I'm going to be on my Kate Candles account. I'm not going to come in on the other account because that way for sure that it's me. And
messing
because
around.
nobody had
Yeah,
really, yeah, I don't use that account a whole lot. So, I was going in under that account so they knew for sure it was me. And I said, if you see the other one, just block it. So, but him and I weren't friends at the time. I mean, I don't think we never stopped being friends. We just had a strained friendship for a while. And
Yeah,
and that's
you
as
went
it
off.
is
I
with
remember the
anyone.
first time. Yeah,
Yeah, I agree with that, Pink. And if it doesn't stop, then she wants to boast, because I'm not going to waste anybody's time. But I can report things as well, and I'm not going to go that route. I have to honestly say, up until recently, I've never reported anybody for anything. And I don't even think people know this, but if there's inappropriate stuff in a Discord, it can be reported. So
yeah,
Discord has
yeah.
its own reporting methods as well. So, you know,
Yeah.
you don't like to
I
do that with people.
Yeah, I ran a message board, and I think it was around 2005 to um, until it was reported. It was a really good, very active, hilarious message board. There were very little rules. I think the only rule I can remember was don't fight with each other. If you got a
Right.
problem, come to me and I'll deal with it. I didn't want a war. My board was called Giggle Snort. It was hilarious.
Oh,
We had everything going in there
ew.
because when I get into fits of giggles, I'll snort in the middle of it. So I always said I was a giggle snort. So that was my mess. And it was up for about three or 4 years until remember when I was talking about my Texas stalker? He
Oh,
found out
yes,
about
yes.
it and reported it to the server or whatever the hosts, and they took it down. There wasn't even an appeal
Oh,
process. It was too bad because there was some good shit like art and recipes and really
oh,
bad jokes and memes when it was first becoming popular to meme stuff. It was all in there.
right.
I lost a lot of stuff in there. So
Yes,
I never
and
did it
and
again. Yeah.
I know, and I don't blame you. And that's the fun thing, everybody think they all think that Discord is an evil place. And actually it's funny for me in the community years ago, Discord started as a place when we did a live stream and I was a mod. We went He made a Discord for the mods to be able to go in and talk to each other without having to really do it out in the open chat. And so that
Right.
was my first experience with Discord. And it was nice, it was fun. We could say stuff, you know we could warn other mods, hey, kind of keep an eye out for, this is an account that's very suspicious. And um I don't know if you all remember any of the flip coin days from years ago in live streams. Oh my goodness, people were going crazy over that. I mean, people were taking that stuff very seriously because it was just a game. You could just play it while they were live streaming and having fun. And but
Mhm.
people were cheating and doing all kinds of stuff. I'm like, guys, you're cheating over a silly game. Stop. They're throwing each other under the bus and pointing fingers. You're cheating. And it's like, oh God, you guys really stop it. So, I mean, but Discord to me is so much fun because a lot of the people that are, here, I see them other places and I do see them in private as well. And Discord is wonderful. If I want to tell people a recipe or show them what I've fixed for supper, or, just shown pictures of my goofy pets in my flower garden, just whatever. They all just think that that's all it is you're in there 24/7 talking about people and blah, blah, blah. That's not it at all. It's
No,
not. It
no.
isn't for us anyway. So,
It,
maybe
it,
other discords are evil,
it's what
but
they
ours
do.
aren't.
Yeah. You know what? The funny thing is as a lot of ill people are, I don't want to say ill, that's the wrong word. Uh, People with bad thoughts or just negative think everybody thinks the same as they do.
Oh,
And
it
so
must.
when you say
Yeah.
you have a Discord, that's that they think it's a big evil place where you're talking shit and planning stuff. I think Hater Nation is like that. You know, Charlie Golds and the Callies and everything. I think they have these evil little places they go and plot to bring down certain people.
Right.
Sad, but I
And
honestly do believe that.
yeah,
So I don't
and
have.
again,
Yeah,
why? And I don't blame you. I really don't. I mean, I'm never gonna be. I'm only in one that's really, really big, and it's only because it's a friend of mine, and I adore him to pieces, and so I'm in there. And I learned that because that's the first Discord that taught me a lot of patience. Because at first, a lot of stuff bothered me that they said and did, and finally, I was like, you know what? You're either gonna figure it out, Kate, or it's gonna aggravate you so much you're gonna just blow a gasket every day. So finally, I just started messing with them back, and they figured that, oh, well, she's not going to take that, so we got to move on to somebody else. So, it taught me tolerance. And so now a lot of
yeah,
stuff doesn't bother me near as what it did before. And so it's just not that evil, horrible place. And if anybody wants to say they've got screenshots of my stuff, please let me see it. It's probably stuff I've been looking for and I can't find. So show it to me,
yeah.
please.
You know,
'Cause
rule
I
of thumb:
lost half of
don't
my
post
stuff.
anything you can't defend. So,
Like exactly. And like I said, I'm a very private person. Even in Discord, I'm a very private person. So, I mean, I post stuff that, about my pets and, of course they know a little bit more about me in general than, what I put out on YouTube and just public, but yeah, it's a fun place. And like I said, I think one Discord has what, maybe 12 people in it, and maybe the other one has like 8. So yeah, we're just this band of crazy people that are just
eating
out to
soup of
destroy.
just. I wanted to back and just address something. Was it
Sure,
Pink
please.
said? Yeah, she said people don't have to be suing just to keep people tied up in court. Um, I just wanted to say to Bitter Tea, you have to be very wealthy to play that kind of game. Lawyers ain't cheap.
Yeah.
You don't just give them a
Yeah.
handful of money and they'll take care of you for years. They
Oh, yes, exactly.
bill every second of their time, and I'm not
They
exaggerating.
sure do. No.
Billable hours. Nobody else has a job that has billable hours.
No
you know,
doubt. I wish I
you
did.
know,
I know. Because I
uh,
mean, if they talk to you on the phone
yeah,
for
they may be
10
pleading
minutes,
fees and yeah,
yes,
yeah, phone calls
anything
cost
to do
money,
for you.
paperwork costs money. Yeah, so
Right. And
yeah, good
and
luck
and
with that.
exactly. And there is a thing too in the law that a lot of people maybe don't realize too, that there is called a frivolous lawsuit. So if it's frivolous, that can get you in trouble as well.
Yes,
So because you don't want to take up the time of the courts for stuff that's, you're not going to win, and if it's stuff like this, it would be considered frivolous. So
yeah,
and that's
and
okay.
they can take they oh, I lost my train of thought. I was reading what Abby was writing. I'm wrong. They do in her world. Oh, yeah. I guess they do. I guess they do. I wish she would research her fantasies first before she goes on about them in public, because there's always going to be somebody smarter than her, has more experience than her, can think straight. Uh, so yeah, there you
Yep,
go.
it's called
Years and
deep
loads of
pockets
money.
in my neck of the woods.
Yeah, yeah. You have to be fairly wealthy to keep a lawyer on retainer and to mess with the court system. And you just don't have the smarts, my dear. Not even a little bit.
Right. I'm going to go out and come back because my sound is kind of messed up.
Oh, okay. Yep. Anyway, so while she's fixing that up, and I get her another link, I think. Ha ha ha. Oh, and I didn't even know it. Copy and get rid of that. That. Oh, there you go. Here I
There,
was thinking you needed another link. Is that better?
there we go. I think it's better now. I'm not sure what happened. I like muted myself or something. I don't know.
Oh,
It's one of
oh,
those
okay.
techie things.
All right. Okay.
It's just
I wanted
me.
to yeah, quickly touch on the definition of libel and defamation and slander.
Excellent.
Uh, so we can sort of, let me see, I need to share that again, don't I? We'll have to do. It's tough being ADHD. Sometimes you just can't talk and do stuff at the same time.
Yeah, true.
No, it's so horrible, and I'm not kidding. It's the older I get, the worse I find it.
Mhm.
All right, there we go. Okay, so people ask, what is the difference between defamation, slander, and libel? Libel and slander are types of defamatory statements. Pardon me. Libel is a defamatory statement that is written. Slander is a defamatory statement that is oral. And libel and slander are now treated alike. So it's interchangeable. And the same rules apply to defamatory statement regardless of whether the statement is written or oral. Again, it's really hard to prove that. Um, any lawyer with an honest bone will tell you it's almost impossible to win.
It is. And
Yeah.
that would be a shame that if somebody would take her money by, blowing smoke up the skirt saying, "Oh yeah, we can do this," when like you said, as long as it's not somebody that's dishonest, they'll tell you the truth. So, but there are shysters out there that will definitely
Mhm.
drag you along and take all your money. So I hope that, that doesn't happen to her because,
And
she needs to
I think
look into the future.
right. I think when she was doing this, because I'm pretty sure she was reading the same stuff I am, then she read this. It says, "Is it worth suing?" And it says the answer is yes, it is. Well, no, it's not. Um, this is an advertisement. Any lawyer that wants your money is going to say yes.
Absolutely.
Uh, but any law consultant will say, run away, don't do it. Is it really going to impact your life? Is it really going to impact you getting a job? If it is, then certainly you can try, but they just kind of say, don't.
Well, yeah, because
Or
the evidence you have to have evidence too. And
yeah, yeah. And
there
saying your
hasn't
stupid
been.
head is not defamation,
Exactly.
or slander, or yeah, or it has to so severely impact your life, and
Yep.
the standards for that is
Well, yeah, because
yeah, so
YouTube
yeah.
is definitely not an impact of standard of life. So,
Mm-mm, mm-mm. That's exactly what it is. So I don't think she'll be listening. Oh, I know she's listening, but she's not going to take this in because she's already run with the
no.
story.
Oh, well, and
And
not too long ago, because and I'll admit, with all this stuff going on lately, I do keep on tabs on what's being said. And so, somebody told me the other day, they go, "She said she has your information, Kate." I'm like, well, that would be an interesting thing because nobody does. There's only one person alive on the internet that knows who I really am and my full name and all that. And, and just a
you know,
tidbit, you'd be better off to kidnap me than do anything else. So that might get you a little something because people that, they would be it would be
mhm.
easier to do that because I think a few people might want to get me back, but you just never know. So who knows? You can scratch that because that's probably
Well,
not relevant.
yeah,
But
and she dislikes me so much that her holding on to my information would be impossible. She would be out there. She had my phone number. She would be blowing up my phone. If she had, my address, she'd be doing whatever. Not that I expect her to come knocking on my door, but she'd probably swat me or some stupid thing. Um, just you don't have my information, or because
No.
I don't think you would hold on to something like that for very long. And now they're cracking down on people that are doing that. They're finding out who it is. Hello, Candy. You're only here for a minute. I'm starting on my. Let's
My blah
see.
blah blah video. Blah blah
Your
blah
blah blah blah
stated.
video. Let's state facts. MT started all this because I was on cat. Yeah, of course he did.
Oh yeah,
Everybody's
that's what
fault.
blew all this
We know
up.
it. We know it,
Yeah,
Candy.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, because they all were,
We're
rubbing their hands together and going, ha ha ha, we got rid of her. No, you didn't. So, no, you didn't. No, no, no. So, yes, and
yeah.
A and B, God love you. You work your butt off, and we all do. That's just it. If you kind of look at the people that are griping here,
Yeah.
excuse me, but do any of the terrible
What?
trio have a job? No, they don't.
No.
So, let's not even go there, for whatever reason, because you know what, especially nowadays, um, the demand to work from home is incredible right now.
Right.
You know, just so many people, they need, you could go, like one of my girlfriends just went and did the course to do the medical coding, and
Oh yeah.
she is going to be, yeah, doing that completely from home. And a lot of people that, with the pandemic, when all this started, they they sent the employees home to work from home. And it's kind of cute, because if I've called a couple places, the gal is trying to be extremely professional, and you hear the dog barking in the background, and I said, oh, I hear your pup, and she's apologizing profusely. I said, oh no, honey, it's fine. I said that, I'm glad that you work from home, you're keeping your family and you safe. So no, and then we end up talking about the dog for 10 minutes, besides what we're actually doing. So, the demand has gotten so great to work from home. So it wouldn't be that hard to take them. She's going to be totally done with this course in 8 months. So, in
Hmm.
8 months, and she's going to be good to go. And the salary is not going to be anything to giggle about. So, hey, if, I need something to do eventually, then that would sound good, and I would invest my time to take a small course and do something like that from home. So I think that would be great. So
Awesome.
it
Yeah.
can be done. And I have said numerous times that certain people are very gifted at what they can do with their internet skills and their editing skills. Put that to work for you. But they would
Yeah.
rather just stay home and complain that they don't have this and they don't have that, and life is so tough they can't work because of their physical attributes or their mental attributes. It's just, to me, it's, unless you are just completely nonverbal and have so many things wrong that you just can't function, then sure. But these people, we've seen what all they're capable of doing, so they are completely able to function. It's just a choice.
Yeah. Yeah.
So don't come at me and whine and cry that you're not happy with your life because of a choice that you made.
That's brilliantly said. Yeah.
Nickname. Hi, sweetie.
There she is. We were just talking about our LOL suits.
Yeah.
Actually, Lucy Lou and I were sort of, how can we start a GoFundMe for our defense fund? And we were going to do a big joke
Yes.
about it. And I came up with the Go Fuck Me Fund. I didn't want to get in trouble with GoFundMe, but we'll have to
I
start up the
know.
Go Fuck Me Fund.
Well, hey, I mean, I've seen some pretty frivolous stuff on GoFundMe, so it's like, really? Okay. And I mean, and I totally get that there's really people that need it, and to put it up when you genuinely need it, absolutely do it.
Hmm.
But to ask for something like a laptop or something to enrich your life alone, no.
Right.
That's when you march your little hind end out and take care of it, and you do what you've got to do. And I don't know, maybe if it's just because I was raised old school that way, that that's just what you do. You work hard, and that's what I'm saying. My husband, oh my God,
Yeah.
bless his heart, he works really hard. So by the end of the day, or when he comes home, I want to make sure that he comes home to an environment that's comfortable, relaxed. He can just shed what he needs to shed, relax, kick up, recline, have a cat in his lap, and
Yeah.
whatever else he needs.
Yep. That's
And
exactly what
because
it
he
is.
he
That's
does. Yep, that's what it's all about for me, is to care for my family. Knock, knock, knocking on
oh,
heaven's door.
door. Yes, yes. And what was it? Oh, Candy. When can we expect the premiere of your video? Because I would like to mark it in my calendar. I want to pencil you in.
Absolutely. And I
Yeah,
agree
yeah.
with
So
that
when you're
statement
attacked, you have to
100%,
defend
Candy.
yourself. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah,
Yep. And again, it comes back to certain people all the time. Well, we're not attacking you, but yet there's a video, yet there's another video, yet there's another video. I mean, they don't waste time. Instantly, boom, there's that video, there's that live stream. It's just like, really? Okay.
yeah.
You don't you
I'm not
don't
sitting here
instigate offense.
hurling threats. I'm not here hurling threats or using uh, disgusting language and threats. Uh,
Well,
I'm not doing that.
and
But
that's another thing, Kathy. You're right. Some of the language that I've heard, I don't ever
mhm,
remember anybody on this channel saying anything that's vulgar, that's disgusting, that's nasty, the F this, the F that, the C word.
yeah,
I mean,
hmm,
that's not done. I mean, but maybe it's because we're grown adults and have a better vocabulary, or we're more articulate. I don't know, but you're not going to hear now. Yeah, oh boy, I can cuss like a sailor when need be, and I
oh
have
yes, yes.
before, and I
I was
have
just
thrown.
gonna say. I was just gonna say I could swear like a trucker too. You should have heard me in my 20s. I couldn't be in
Yeah, excellent.
polite
Actually, well,
company.
I still do it.
You know,
I mean, if need be, I will still do it. And but I'm not going to be doing it on a public platform directed at people.
yeah, yeah.
Now, and again, I
I
get
will
the,
say it, but I
I've
won't tell.
called
Well,
people.
I did tell angry to f off, but that was my only reactive moment. So
Right, and I agree with that too. And I agree with that too, Candy. We all get mad when people call us out for lies. Yeah, because when it especially is true when, because me, I value, maybe these other people don't value their reputation, but me, I value mine. And so when I hear people that are lying and blatantly just to lie, that does bother me. And so I am going to stand up for myself, and I'm not going to stop
yes,
standing up for myself.
yes, and I think that's what pisses them off the most is
And must.
we're grown women that have been around a few times and we know our minds and we know the truth of it, and I don't put up with bullshit. Just
Right. And
it is.
that
I'm not
is
going to
what
run
they
and
don't like.
hide. Yeah, yeah. I
Yeah,
don't like
because
confrontation. I don't like to start. I be in fights. I find it very uncomfortable, but I won't back down.
yep,
I just won't.
exactly.
I
Nope.
don't like it, but I won't back down. So
Nope. Nope. And I have been like that my entire life. And sometimes that does cross into my real life, and it gets me in trouble sometimes when I'm a little bit too outspoken. And
yeah,
um I don't ever mean to hurt anybody's feelings. And if I do, I usually go back later and go, you know what? That may have been a bit gruff in how I approached you about that. And I'm sorry. But, but again, that's why I've always said, come up, talk to me like an adult, talk to me woman to woman or man to woman, whatever the case might be. But they would rather go on to their own channels and their own venues and spurg the mistruth that they think is gospel
Right.
instead of coming over and talking about it. And, it's, no, they don't want to. And it's nobody saying that anybody's afraid or they're scared. I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't understand why they can't, they don't have a problem going live and doing a yippee video about it. So if you can do that, why can't you come and talk in real time with someone and have a conversation? I just don't understand that. Because again, that the one time that I did lose it and yell at somebody, then yes, I did. And I did call them a bad name. But other than that, no. And it was
She
because,
certainly did not do anything. I mean, Bitter Tea has just vomited out awful crass names. And then she sits there and points the finger at you for calling her a cow and a barnyard
right,
animal.
exactly, right, right.
I mean, okay.
Yeah, but you can call me a C and
The C
um,
word and
right, and the FU and all of
mhm.
it. So it's just like, expect to get clapped back on. And and I understand other people don't want to be in the drama, but yet they don't understand that it's not us inserting them in the drama, it's other people inserting them in the drama.
Yeah, yeah.
So they need to, because that's been going on for a long time. A certain little mister loves to name drop because he thinks it's good for him. Well,
Yes,
some people
yes.
don't want
He's
to
up
name
with
drop.
that. Because I noticed that, and I said we're not going to talk about the other live stream because I didn't have anything in, but I do have a question. What is with the dropping of people's names that were anything to do with anything?
I don't know.
Do you,
And that's just it because very clearly, and like I said, we left the other community, and that's totally fine. We have places where we like to go. Actually, we're enjoying a little bit of peace and quiet and just kind of sticking to behind the scenes. We do come out to some places,
mm-hmm.
and they all think they know everywhere we go. No, they don't. But I don't understand why that's done, and especially yesterday. I did pop into Annie's because I saw there was some stuff going on. It was being said, and I saw some stuff that wasn't true. So, yes, I am going to go in and give my 2 cents. I think,
Yeah, I saw
everybody
that. Yeah.
jokes around about the troll toll. Well, yes, I'm still a paid member. So, yes, I have a feeling that I have a right to go in and say something. So,
Yeah.
and I haven't caused problems for anyone. I've been respectful. I haven't gone in and been rude or any of that. And so,
Yeah.
yes, I went in there to had a couple things to say. And she very clearly said, leave me out of the drama. But yet, the very night, the little Trinity trio was right up there saying stuff and still pulling the names in.
Yeah. Yeah. And the name of the child or
Right. Yes, they did.
the
They did.
adult child, but still.
Right, still.
Um,
Yes, because kids have never, and it's always been that you shouldn't, you know, say anything about kids. And but certain people they want to do it, and they want to troll and pretend like it's not them trolling, and they want to blame everybody else. Well,
yeah.
again, I don't have time, nor do I have the to put it. I'm going to put in the effort to troll someone I don't like. What's the point? I'm not going to invest
Yeah.
that much of my personal precious time to go troll you. When if I'm going to say it, I want you to know it's me saying it.
Yeah. And
I
if I'm
am
going to
that
get a
person.
troll, I want a fun troll. Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly. But I do.
I
If
want
then
I
they
want
want
a
to
troll
blame
like
me,
Kate
fine.
Winslet.
Yes. Yes. And can you clear something up about that?
Sure.
And this is just, it's something that, and it's probably none of my business. I don't know. But are they male or female?
They won't confirm or deny.
I kind of wondered, because I heard on the farms it was one, and I heard somewhere else it was something else,
Yeah.
and I'm just kind of like, well, okay. I just didn't want to, if I ever addressed them, I didn't want to faux pas and
Don't, yeah,
be
there's no
incorrect.
faux pas. Kate won't confirm whether she's male or female. Or see, I use it because I'm using the female because the name is female, but
Exactly.
the name won't confirm. So we used to bother Kate Winslet on Peanut Stream about her gender and where they were from, and no. So,
Right, right. Hang on
which
just
is
real
a sign
quick.
of a true troll. They just, yeah. So she's one of the best. It really is. So come on over, troll me. I wouldn't mind. Uh, let's see what
True. Hang on.
shot.
I'll be right
Hey,
back.
you betcha. I feel we are adults. We can speak with each other only if it will help the problem. If not, then I just leave. Just leave them alone and erase them. Well, I'll trip over my tongue out of my life. Yeah, I'm the same way. I'm the same way. I just sort of, you know, silently leave. I don't have to make a fuss about it. I just go. So I totally get it. Um, better yet, rather than dropping people's kids' names, how about stop involving anyone not involved? That is a very good point, and I agree. There's no reason why to fight below the belt. I think it's just what are we, the weapon of a lesser being, if you will. I don't know. Uh, yeah, Nova. I've never seen Kate be overtly rude to anybody that she wasn't having a problem with. Uh, yeah, yeah. Nickname the Titanic. Oh gosh. I was trying to find the definition for safe harbor, but I can only find it in relation to financial uh, situations. But I wanted to bring up safe harbor and a very short definition of it. What I remember is because Sweet Tea was going to sue YouTube, and YouTube falls under safe harbor, which means it only hosts other like our channels. It is not in charge of our channels, as it were. I'm being very vague because I can't get the legal definition I wanted. I could only find it in regards to finances. But in other words, you can't sue the entity that is YouTube because YouTube doesn't own these channels. They just, you know what I mean. It's God, I hate legalese. But if anyone would want to deep dive that term, I didn't spend a whole lot of time because it's hard reading legal briefs when you're not used to it. So I just, not legal briefs, but legal paper. You know what I mean. It is, yeah. It's a tough thing. See, wind blowing. What is that? Oh yeah, the Titanic. Do that movie. That's good. Now, was there anything else I wanted to touch on? Uh, defamation cases. Although it might be an invasion of privacy, libel laws are meant to monetarily compensate people for damage to their reputations. You have to have a reputation to damage. Uh, we know that our bitter tea doesn't have a reputation. Not to punish people who make false statements. It's harder for a public figure to win a libel lawsuit than it is for a private person to win a libel lawsuit. That is interesting. But again, you have to prove it. Such an interesting subject. I'd have to read some more about this. Anyway, let's get rid of that. We are done with that. Uh, okay. All right. Let me get the link for you. And paste and chat. There you go. Who is? Did you get it, Kate? Oh, yeah, okay. Who's NP? What did I miss?
There we go. My apologies.
Mm-hmm. That's okay.
Yes, and isn't there something about terms of service? Everybody's all high and mighty about, disabilities and whatever. Isn't there a thing of terms of service that you're being cruel to an older person?
Yes, yes, and I did find that in YouTube Studios. I was going to copy and paste it, and you just reminded me. Yes, there is. There is some on age shaming. Not they don't use that word, but it is, and being cruel, and having people abuse you about it.
Right.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Then that's coming up, and that's actually in a live stream in the comment section, and I'm glad I screenshot all that now.
So now we have to screenshot those little.
Yes, and I am awful. I am, goodness gracious, I screenshot everything. And again, it's just because I'm old and don't have time to read it right then, or it takes me forever to read stuff. Sometimes I got to run and find my readers and whatever. And so I'll just screenshot it and go back and look at it later. And then I end up with 3,000 screenshots on my phone and wonder why I don't have space. Why?
Yeah, you got to get that stuff on your computer and the files and whatever.
Oh, I know, it's terrible. And plus, nickname, you know what? I'd rather be old than mean. So, you know what? And old is experienced, and that's what a lot of these people don't understand. They're at the peak of their lives, and they want to be nasty and whatever. And I'm sorry. And I'm not afraid to say this, and he knows who I'm talking about. If you have 3 lovely children that are just absolutely beautiful kids, you should be a wonderful father to those kids and be doing what you need to do for them. And just because you're 20 some years old, everybody wants to cop back on oh, well, he's young. No, I'm sorry. I don't know about anybody else here, but again, I was gone and married when I was 18 years old. So there was no running back to, I'm married a military man. So you're right across the country somewhere else, and you have a fight with hubby. You don't go, well, I'm going to go back to my mommy. You may have felt like that, but no. You deal with it. You work it out like an adult. So that's just, maybe these people have been coddled their whole entire lives and they don't know how to work out a problem like an adult. Because forever, people have been coming at me and saying, well, don't just assume, come and talk to me, come and talk to me. Well, I've tried that before. That didn't work at all. That was like a disaster.
Especially when you're blocked, right?
Exactly. Exactly. And again, and for them going, well, you don't know anything. You don't know anything. Well, sure I do, because you talk about it every day and you put it all out there. You put it all out there for us to know. So the only thing that I've ever repeated back is the stuff that you've already said. And I think that's what people have been trying to get them to realize. And some of the people that are new, that haven't been around for 3 years, don't realize that this has all been said, done a long time ago. So it's not that people are trying to bring up the past. We're just, the past, it might be the past, but it's on a repeat cycle. It just keeps getting repeated and repeated and repeated.
Yeah.
So, it's the same old stuff from this person. So they haven't grown. And, and it's a shame because they have potential as well. But they're just wasting it. And they're going to all of a sudden wake up and go, wow. And sooner that rather than later for some of these other people, because they're already starting to hit in the 40s. Once you get in there and you haven't really settled on what you're going to do, I mean, it's never too late. But once you're at that age, your stuff and your opportunities all of a sudden get very limited, and you have to work all that much harder.
Yep.
If you want to do it and succeed.
Yeah. Because what was it? Who was that English playwright? He wrote Oscar Wilde. Was it him that said youth is wasted on the young?
I think so, Kathy. Yes.
Yeah. So that is my favorite saying. I said when I look at, oh, if we know now what we knew, or what we know now, or what we know then, or whatever it is.
Right. If we knew now what we knew then.
Yes.
And that's very true. Yes, it really is.
It is.
So, and that's why I would think that they would take some of and give us the little bit, they sit there and say, well, you have to get, if you want respect, it has to be earned. Well, that's right. It does. And none of them have earned mine.
No.
So if they want to say that that's fine, then that's all fine and well. But maybe, just maybe, while they're sitting there some night, they ought to think about the missed opportunity to get to know some of the mature people in these places and maybe get a clue and maybe figure some stuff out and come to them and go, hey, this is where I'm at. What do you suggest? Instead, they want to attack and think, oh, well, they're all right and they all know everything. Well, you know what? No, you don't. I've got 20 years on a lot of these people.
Yes.
And more than that on some others. And I didn't get to this age by being stupid or not putting myself out there and doing stuff. Yeah. So just maybe sit back for a second and go, wow, maybe I could benefit from a relationship and a friendship from some of these women.
There you go. Yeah. Perfect. It's sadly, look, I could tell a lot of people, don't blindly follow somebody.
Yep, then the sheeple.
All their flaws thrown at you once, and you're making excuses for it. Yes. Never stand anyone, and don't, because it just makes a fool out of yourself, and a road to heartbreak.
Right. Because I'm still learning things, Kathy. I mean, and that's one thing that I just recently did have to learn. And so no, I'm definitely not too old to learn new things. And that was something I did have to wake up and go, wow, I didn't. And it took a while to happen, and I finally just figured it out and saw it and was like, oh. okay, you get it. And, yeah, we do. We have feelings, we cry, we get upset, you know, we have to deal with stuff just like everybody else. But I don't know.
Yeah. And we have, if you come and ask us, usually we can draw on our experiences. Like when I tried to warn the other community of bitter tea, I realized how futile that was going to be. Uh, but I said it before, if I could plant the seed at least, and have somebody give her the side eye when she started in, then that would have been good enough for me. But I started getting drawn in by a few of you. I really liked what you had to say, and I liked your sensibilities, and I like Candy's subversive humor. And I was, hey, I'm going to stick around.
Exactly. Right. Yeah, because you've been around for quite some time. Everybody acts like you just popped up out from under a rock yesterday. But so no,
No, I've been
you've been
around.
around for a while. So and we've enjoyed you right along from the very beginning. And yeah, I mean and that's what it's all about for me, because that was one thing that that I learned from that first marriage, that and being a military wife, you have to be put in all kinds of circumstances, and I met so many types of people, all different types of cultures, and I wouldn't trade that for anything. I really wouldn't. And it was so cool just to meet some of the type of people that I've meet and get to know everybody and be a part of a community. And this is real life, not on YouTube. And be parts of a community, and learn about diversity and tolerance, and it's all been wonderful, and I
Yeah,
wouldn't change any of those experiences for anything.
it is exactly. And thank you, nickname. You made me blush.
Oh,
And thanks, your average girl. I know I'm not very good technically at this, and I need a new microphone. I need a whole bunch of stuff to make it even sound nice, but I'll get there. I will get there.
oh, you sound just fine, and you do a great job, Kathy. Come on, it's fun. We have fun, and and it's funny too, because they all all you do is talk about drama. Oh hell no, we talk about everything, usually
Yeah.
with a little spice of drama thrown in, because we get off track so much we forget about half the stuff we were talking about. So we kind of come full circle too. We start about one thing and eventually get back to it, in
Oh,
between all
yeah.
the dogs and the cat stories,
Okay.
and yeah.
Next live stream will be, boy, am I glad I don't have my period anymore. How about that?
Girl, amen. Oh my gosh.
Hallelujah.
Oh, I had a party. I had a celebration. It's like,
I gotta tell you,
woo.
my menopause was so effortless. It was like somebody just turned off the faucet. There was no hot flashes. There was no this and that. A little bit of weight gain. I had a little problems with weight, but I took that. That's okay. That's okay. So,
Well, sure.
and I
And I was lucky as far as most of that, but mine came in like two different shifts. And sorry, I hope Dan's not here. Bless his heart. He's going to be like, "Oh, good Lord, what are you women doing?" Um, but just think of it as fish reproduction talk or something. Dan, cover your
yeah
little ears,
yeah
sweetheart.
yeah eggs and
Um,
stuff,
yeah,
uteruses.
right. And I just all of a sudden stopped and everything was fine. Well, then years later, all of a sudden, I'm getting these weird symptoms and things were going on. And, I still get hot flashes to this day. Now, it's not horrible and it's not really
Yeah,
bad. The one thing that I guess I'm happy I missed out on were the night sweats.
I never had them.
Nope, I haven't either. And I am
Nope.
just like, because my one sister was like, "Oh, wait till you get that." And I'm like, "Oh God." So I'm dreading some of this stuff, and it's like, "Oh my Lord." So, I've been pretty lucky as far as that, because, one of my sisters has had to take the hormone replacement for many years now so far. And, she just looks at me all the time and goes, "Oh, whatever." I'm like, "Well, I'm sorry. I get the hot flashes from time to time, and I'm the one that does get car sick. So, and We went, and
No,
it's
I
so
think.
cute because we definitely have some sibling rivalry in my family. It was cute. We were on a vacation, and we were on the island of Dominica, of all
Ooh.
places, and it's beautiful. Oh my gosh, go, and look it up, and it was just an amazing place, and the people are so warm and caring and earthy and just nice. And well, we
Hmm.
were going to take a tour of the island, and you get this, they pile you in this big huge van, and everybody gets in, and it's all good, and you're going around, and he's putting everybody in, and my we went with a couple of family members, and she's looking at me, and I'm like, what? And she goes, well, where are you sitting? I'm like, well, what does it matter? And she goes, well, you get car sick. And she goes, I'm telling him you get car sick. I'm like, what do you want me to do? Ride on the frickin' hood? Hey. And she's telling the driver, she gets car sick. She gets car sick. And I'm like, so what did they do? They stuck me up front, all
Mm.
the way up front. And normally the passengers ride, not next to the passenger seat or the driver, but in the back. So no, I'm sitting next to this guy, and he's just looking at me. Wear your seatbelt. And I said, okay, fine. Oh my God. In some of these little countries, unless you've never really been, the roads are like so freaking narrow, and you get to a curve, and the guy's just like honking the horn like mad. And I'm like, dude, why are you honking the horn like that? He goes, well, it's kind of a one-way thing. You don't know who's coming around the other way. Like, well, wouldn't it make sense to slow down and look then? I'm like freaking out. So they all had a great time, but me, I'm up front going for a hell ride. So it's just like all because I'm the one that gets car sick. And I told my sister later, I said, "Oh, you are going to pay the price for this." So, uh, oh my goodness, that's my little snippet with that. So sorry. See, we
Well,
get off.
yeah. Well, there you go. Our average girl, she's over. She wants this done now. Um, what I tell you in my case, was when I hit I think it was 43. All of a sudden, my libido went through the roof. It
Really?
was, oh my God. I'm sitting there going, oh, no, oh my God. And it was on high overdrive for at least 10 years.
Oh, good for you, girl.
No, no, I'm still motoring my, not as intensely as that, but if anybody's worried about loss of sex drive,
Right?
yeah,
No.
she's had something going on down there prior, medical or anything like that. Uh, you're in for a ride.
Exactly. Yes, I'm
Yeah,
sure. Um, and two, my gosh, they talk about that. That's everything.
yeah.
In a relationship, that's just sex is just part of it.
Oh
You can't. If
yeah.
you base your entire relationship on that, you're not going to make it to 33 years.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
yeah, because there's way much more to a relationship than just having the sexual relationship. There's way
Mhm.
more than that.
Yeah.
So I just find it comical that some people want to just drag that up, and it's just like, yeah, yeah,
Oh
right.
no. Oh no. Trust me when I say, if you're healthy and like sex in the first place, yeah, yeah, no problems. No problems. Don't
Exactly.
worry about it.
And that's very true, Nova. You just never know. It just varies on,
Yeah.
women, and they're all different. And, gosh, I mean, we hear all the time. It's not unusual. Some people, can have a baby when they're in their 60s still for some reason. You just
Hmm.
never know.
It's not a
So,
good thing, but you can still do it. Yeah.
right, exactly. Oh, good Lord, no. I mean, I was one that came along a little bit later for my folks, and honestly, I think of that age now and go, there's no way I can't even handle a kitten at 60, let alone, oh my God. And my folks weren't that old when I came along, but they
Yeah.
were older. And I don't know sometimes how they did it. It's just like, sheesh, no, 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 no.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Poor Dan. You can. I think he's got the vapors.
Is he still here? Even bless his little heart. Oh, he
Oh,
is
poor
here.
Somebody
You can
get the smelling
sometimes school
salts.
us. Dan can drop a video for us about the reproduction of the cichlids. So we look
The
forward to
sad
that
thing is,
video, Dan.
yeah, the sad thing is, I just remembered Pink Blush is taking notes. I can expect the video, can I?
I know.
Oh,
Oh, and speaking of, if and it's because this is so cute, and I'm probably going to embarrass him, and I hope I don't because he's just the sweetest thing ever. Um, people put pictures up, all the time as their avatar, and we all know sometimes that people are not telling the truth on their avatars, and
mhm.
his is real, and he is a very handsome young man, very.
Mm-hmm.
So I think
I
we
can
need to
still
find
appreciate a
him.
good-looking man.
Yes, oh, absolutely. And plus, he's not only an attractive, handsome guy, but he is the sweetest thing ever.
Oh, I know.
So he really truly is. He's just the nicest little guy ever. And we might have to do some matchmaking. We need to find him an
Mm-hmm.
interesting young lady that's into fish. So
Okay, let's get a match going.
he's learned more here than biology at school. Well, we aim to please, Dan. We aim to please. We're going
Right.
to school you somehow.
Happy wife, happy life.
Oh, no.
Oh, poor guy. That's Charday. My second marriage, we have a lot in common. We were blessed to meet each other. That's always the best, you know.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
First marriages are usually frantic and I made a mistake, but second marriages usually are the ones.
Yep. I was very lucky. My first one was 10 years. It wasn't a blink. I mean, it was 10 years. And um, then, of course, my second one's been 33. We just celebrated 33 the other day. So,
That's
yay.
amazing.
And it was,
I love
yep.
that. I love to hear stories like that.
Yes. Yes. And well, and a lot of people too, it's kind of cute. We actually, um, my father was not doing very well, and we originally, and this is the kind of sicko people we really are here. If anybody wants some good gossip, here it is. Ready,
Uh-oh.
folks? I'm getting ready to
Okay.
tell the story. When we got married, we were going to get married on Halloween. Halloween is one of my most favorite holidays ever, besides Christmas. But it is a big holiday for us. We love Halloween, and we had a dear friend of ours who was a big guy, and we were going to do the whole costume Halloween, and he was going to stand behind us with a shotgun and overalls, and the whole it was just so much fun. We had it all planned out, and then my father took a turn for the worse,
Oh.
and we knew he was not going to make it to an October 31st wedding. So we sat back and thought about it for a while, and this is the kind of man that I married. He's like, well, what do you want to do? And I said, well, honey, I don't know. I mean, he goes, what would be a nice, day for them that would make them happy and make us happy? So we ended up marrying on my parents' wedding anniversary.
Okay.
So we did that, and it wasn't any, big deal or anything. We had a very nice little ceremony, and my parents were able to attend, and and we were glad to do what we did because he didn't even, he survived a little bit longer, and then that was it, and he was no longer with us, and so we were blessed that we got to do that. But it was also, we hear about this. It was also the day Elvis died. I didn't think about that until a while later. And everybody's like, oh, August the 16th, y'all got married when Elvis died? I'm like, okay, who is really even thinking about that? I'm sorry, I wasn't thinking about that when I planned my wedding, but I said it had more meaning than something else, as that happened to have been my parents' 55th wedding anniversary. So, yes, that's why I did it that way. So,
Isn't that
oh my goodness. That was
You know what?
goofy.
The day Elvis died, I remember my brother, my eldest brother, was a bus driver, and I had my transistor radio. Oh my God, we're old. And I was listening to it out in the backyard, sun tanning, and the news came over the radio, and I remember because my brother was such a fan of Elvis, so I remember running down the street because I knew my brother's bus would be going by, and I waited for him and handed him the radio. That's the stupidest thing, but that's a memory I have of the day Elvis died.
Right, right. And so, I mean, too bad. And it's still, and I'm sorry, we are very weird people here too. We quote movie quotes between each other. My husband and I do. And it's a joke. I mean, it's completely a joke. Like when I was buying my new car, um, we were sitting there going back and forth, and the sales guy is talking to us. And I looked at him. I said, "You're killing me, Smalls. You're killing me." And the guy burst out laughing. And he goes, "Look, somebody who knows your sixth sense of humor, honey." And I said, "Oh, stop. You started it." So, I mean, and we'll be in a public place and start throwing movie quotes at each other. And some people just kind of go, "Okay." And they slip back like my favorite meme that I tease nickname with, Homer slipping back through the bushes. And they just kind of go, "Okay." But we do, and we've done that all along, and it's just goofy. We will throw out a movie quote that only usually he and I understand, and every now and then somebody gets in on it. But yes, we are those odd people. So I
I
can
don't know
expect a
if it was
meme.
really confirmed, Pink, that he died on the toilet. I knew he died in the bathroom, but who
Right,
knows?
and when it's interesting too because we of course had to bring that conversation up just for that same reason, Pink. Um, we were talking to a friend of ours, and he's a medical person, and he goes, "Well, if you think about it, if you wake up in the middle of the night or you're doing whatever and you don't feel well, where's the first place you're going to go?
The
You
bathroom.
head to the bathroom to either get a drink of water or some aspirin or something to settle your stomach, whatever's going on. But that's the first place you usually go is the bathroom." So, and
Sounds
that
true.
wouldn't be the first celebrity that they found in that predicament. So,
Yeah, and Whitney Houston drowned herself in the bathtub, passing out. Uh,
yep, she did. It was a drug overdose. And how sad was that? Because, oh my God, that woman could belt a tune. I mean, I just could love to hear her sing. And if you've never got a chance to listen to these guys, um, they're called Celtic Thunder.
yes,
And they
I have.
are an amazing, amazing group. And we were so blessed. We got to see them. One of their lead singers died suddenly, and of all places, he was at home. Those people tour constantly, and he was at home, and he died of a massive stroke in his sleep. And they called him Big George and George Donaldson. So if you ever get a chance to listen to Celtic Thunder, oh my God, they just have
Yeah,
some amazing
I
music, and
yeah,
it's wonderful. It really is. So
man, so great. So anyway, guys, we should call this up and wrap it up, and we'll have to do this again. We'll have to wait for the next pop off, of course, which I'm sure is incoming.
oh yeah, there's I've been a couple today. I think probably.
Oh yeah, I'm just looking forward to more. She
Pick
keeps
one.
feeding me some content. Keep it coming. Keep it
Yep.
coming.
Just spin the wheel and see who it lands on.
That's right. That's right. Okay, guys. Thank you so much, Kate. Thank you for coming up.
Well,
And
thanks for having me,
Serena,
hon.
yeah, you betcha. Whoops, Sade, how did you remember having a car record player? Oh, get out of here.
Car
Well, guess I
players,
do.
oh my goodness, yeah. Hey, I still remember all the 8 tracks and all that
Yeah,
other stuff, and you know,
yeah,
oh my
yeah.
goodness. I chose the
Okay.
year car I got because I wanted to make sure I had a CD player because now they don't put CD players in them anymore.
Oh, yeah.
Stupid. So we'll talk. We'll pick up that on the next
Yeah,
time.
you betcha. Okay, guys, thanks for
Take care,
dropping
everybody.
in, and we will see you again. And I promise,
Thanks.
Dan, we won't talk about uteruses anymore.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.